please stay standing for the gospel lesson, which is Matthew 7:7, 16:25, and 25:14 through 30. Ask and it will be given to you. Seek and you will find. Knock and it will be opened to you. For whoever desires to save his life will lose it, but whoever loses his life for my sake will find it. For the kingdom of heaven is like a man traveling to a far country who calls his own servants and delivered his goods to them. And to one he gave 5 talents, to another 2, and to another 1, to each according to his own ability, and immediately went on a journey. Then he who had received the 5 talents went and traded with them, and made another 5 talents. Likewise, he who had received 2 gained 2 more also. But he who had received 1 went and dug into the ground, and hid his Lord's money. After a long time, the Lord of these servants came and settled accounts with them. So he who had received 5 talents came and brought 5 other talents, saying, Lord, you delivered me 5 talents. Look, I have gained 5 more talents besides them. His Lord said to him, Well done, good and faithful servant. You were faithful over a few things. I will make you ruler over many things. Enter into the joy of your Lord. He also, who had received 2 talents, came and said, Lord, you delivered me 2 talents. Look, I have gained 2 more talents besides them. His Lord said to him, Well done, good and faithful servant. You have been faithful over a few things. I will make you ruler over many things. Enter into the joy of your Lord. Then he who had received the 1 talent came and said, Lord, I knew you to be a hard man, reaping where you had not sown, and gathering where you had not scattered seeds. And I was afraid and went and hid your talent in the ground. Look, there you have what is yours. But the Lord answered and said to him, You wicked and lazy servant, you know that I reap where I have not sown, and gather where I have not scattered seed? So you ought to have deposited my money with the bankers, and at my coming I would have received back my own with interest. Therefore take the talent from him and give it to him who has 10 talents. For everyone who has more will be given, and he will have abundance. But from he who does not have, even what he has will be taken away. And cast the unprofitable servant into the outer darkness. There will be weeping and gnashing of teeth. This ends the reading.
Thanks be to God.
Next we're going to do something that we do before church, before anybody gives a talk. We're going to sing Sanctuary.
Prepare me to be a sanctuary, pure and holy, tried and true, with thanksgiving. I'll be a living sanctuary.
This is a talk like one of them that is given on the weekends. I gave this one back in '09. Hello Hello, my name is Jeff Jennings. I'll be giving you the Becoming the Real Me talk. Just to give you a little background, I am 20 years old and I still do not know the real me yet. Now that we are on our way to being adults, it seems like we have so much on our plate that we don't have time for God. Have you ever felt like that? In 1 Timothy chapter 4, verse 12, do not let anyone look down on you because you are young, but set an example for the believers in speech, in life, in love, in faith, and in purity. It may take some people 1 year and others their whole life to figure out who the real me is, who them is. The talk that Michelle gave was talk about taking off masks. Once we take off all our masks, the person we become is the real you. We are all striving to be the person God already knows us to be. I know some of you out there are afraid to take off your masks. I was the same way in my candidate year 5 years ago. By Saturday night, I felt that I did not have to hide behind my mask because this place was filled with people who would not judge me based on who I am. Also, by the end of the weekend, I did not want it to end. I met kids that I never knew, but by the end of the weekend, I felt like I had known them my whole life. I still keep in touch with most of them. Some of them have become like family to me, or they all have become like family to me. Two of them who are from my candidate year are Cindy and Michelle. When you are ready to take off your masks, you will know. All of us have to be patient with each other because God is not finished with us yet. It is difficult to be the real me because the real me might be different than what others view me as. We have all decided what is most important, the way others view us or the way God views us. I thought that when I was little I would be a cop when I grew older. Now I want to be a minister. After the first search retreat, that's when it changed for me. My faith is one of the most important things in my life. I try to spread my faith with everyone I meet and in everything I do. The reason I think my faith is important to me is something that happened to me when I was in kindergarten. This is a tough subject for me to talk about. When I was 5 years old, I was hit by a mail truck. Everyone, including the doctor, said I should not be alive right now. I had 3 broken ribs, a collapsed lung, and had lost a lot of blood. I was getting my sister's ball out from under it. I was in the front of it, and if he had actually looked in his mirrors, he would have seen me. He did not. He hit the gas and knocked me over. I got hooked underneath the truck. I was dragged about 15 feet down my road. Somehow, I got unhooked. To this day, I do not know how. The only way I can think of is that God was not finished with me yet. After I got unhooked, I tried to walk all the way back up to my house. I only made it to the white garage, which is 2 houses down from mine. My sister and cousin came looking for me. They saw me, ran to get my dad. My dad then ran down to get me. And for those of you who don't know, my dad has arthritis in both knees. So him running is... He picked me up and carried me up the road to my house. He laid me down on the couch and called 911. They came and looked at me. All of them thought that I was hit by a train because somebody had called in that I was hit by a train. They asked me and I told them I was hit by a mail truck. I was lucky I got unhooked when I did because they found the mailman the next street over and he did not realize that he had hit anything. They first took me to Hackstown, but when they saw how badly I was hurt, they meant it back me to Morristown.